They laughed as they pressed the training gun against the old man's temple. They thought he was just a fragile relic wandering too close to their drill yard. But when the old veteran finally lifted his eyes, calm, steady, unbroken, the entire group of cadets felt something colder than fear. They had no idea who they were threatening. No idea they were minutes away from the lesson that would change their lives forever. And absolutely no idea that the old man was once the name whispered by enemies who never lived to repeat it. The afternoon sun was burning over Ravenwood Military Academy, where 80 young cadets trained for what they believed would be the toughest years of their lives. Among them was Cadet Blake Harlow, 19, charismatic, athletic, and dangerously confident. To his friends, he was the loudest voice, the one who cracked jokes during drills and turned everything into competition. That day, their drill instructor was late, leaving the group unsupervised. That's when they noticed him, an elderly man in a faded jacket, walking slowly near the training grounds. His steps were steady but heavy, as if each one carried a lifetime of memories. His white hair was trimmed short, posture perfectly straight despite his age. His eyes saw everything but revealed nothing. Blake smirked. "Hey guys, look what wandered in." Must have taken a wrong turn from the retirement home. The cadets laughed. One suggested calling security. Another said the man looked harmless. Harmless, that was the mistake. Blake grabbed a blue rubber training pistol, spinning it on his finger like a toy. "Let's have a little fun," he said, half joking, half testing boundaries. The others didn't stop him. Some watched with curiosity, others with nervous laughter. A few turned away, sensing this wasn't going to end well. Blake approached the man, still grinning, and pressed the training pistol lightly against the old man's temple. "You lost. Hold timer. This is a restricted area." The old man didn't flinch, not even a blink. Instead, he slowly turned his head and looked into Blake's eyes. It wasn't anger, wasn't fear. It was something deeper. Something that reached inside Blake and cracked his confidence. A cadet from the back whispered, "Duty, back off. He's not scared at all." The old man spoke, his voice quiet but sharp as a knife. "Son, there are 3 mistakes you just made, and you don't even know the first one." But Blake felt a sudden chill crawl up his spine, but before he could respond, a voice roared from across the yard. "Sdias! Stan ATTNR." Everyone froze. It was Colonel Marcus Hale, the academy commandant. His boots pounded across the ground as he marched toward them. But when he saw the old man, he stopped, pale, as if he'd seen a ghost. The cadets looked at each other in confusion. The colonel swallowed hard. Then he snapped into the sharpest salute they had ever seen. "Sir, we had no idea you were visiting today." Blake's heart almost stopped. Why was the commandant, one of the most respected officers alive, saluting this elderly stranger? The old man nodded once, then looked at the terrified cadet holding the fake gun. "Put that toy down, son. You don't know the story behind the man you're pointing it at." The courtyard fell silent. The cadets didn't breathe. The next words would reveal the truth behind the legend standing before them. The colonel waved the other staff away, gathering all the cadets around. "This," he announced, "is Gunnery Sergeant Elias Ward, United States Marine Corps, retired. The man responsible for saving an entire battalion during the Black Ridge Siege. The man whose name enemy forces whispered with fear. And the man whose service record is still classified." A gasp rippled through the cadets. Blake felt his knees weaken. The old veteran, Elias Ward, stood quietly, hands behind his back, eyes scanning the group. The wind rustled as if even nature paused to listen. "You boys think strength is measured by loud voices," Elias began. "You think respect is something you demand." He walked forward, each step firm, carrying the weight of decades. "You point weapons, real or fake, because you've never faced anyone who pointed one back with the intent to end you. You laugh at danger because you've never seen the cost of survival." The cadets stared, wide-eyed, stunned into absolute silence. Elias turned directly to Blake. "You made 3 mistakes today. Let me tell you what they were." Blake swallowed, barely able to stand. "Mistake 1," Elias said softly. "You pointed a weapon at someone you didn't know. In the field, that gets your own men killed." The cadets shifted, the reality sinking in. "Mistake 2," Elias continued. "You assumed age meant weakness. I have buried men stronger than you, faster than you, men better than all of us. The grave doesn't care how young you are." Blake's eyes welled, shame burning through him. Then Elias leaned closer, voice rough but strangely gentle. Mistake 3, you forgot what this uniform represents. Respect is not demanded, it is earned by sacrifice, discipline, and humility. A deep silence fell over the field. Then, something unexpected happened. The old Marine placed a hand on Blake's shoulder. Not in anger, but in guidance. You're not a bad kid, Elias said. You're just untempered steel. Heat and pressure, that's what makes a blade. Learn discipline now, or life will force it on you the hard way. Blake's voice trembled. I'm sorry, sir, I didn't know. No, Elias replied. You didn't. But now you do. Make the most of it. The colonel stepped forward, addressing the entire group. Remember this moment, cadets. There are men who walk quietly among us. Men whose scars have stories, whose silence holds more strength than your loudest shout. Treat every veteran with respect. They carried the weight you're only beginning to understand. Elias nodded to the group, then turned to leave. But Blake called out, voice cracking, Sir, will you teach us? Teach us what it really means to serve. Elias stopped, glanced back, and for the first time, a faint smile touched his face. That depends, he said. Are you ready to learn instead of pretend? Every cadet snapped into the sharpest salute of their lives. Why yes, sire. And the old Marine walked back onto the training grounds. Not as a stranger, but as the legend who would shape them into real soldiers. Respect is not what you demand. Respect is what you earn through discipline, sacrifice, and character. And sometimes the greatest warriors are the ones who walk among us silently,